What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Creative Emotions, where you're going to get this encouragement, motivation, information, empowerment, transparency, and you're going to get these good vibes, okay? You don't have a choice. You're going to get these good vibes. You're gonna get them. This is gonna be a special show this evening. I have Mr. Chef Wilson in the building, Mr. Lee Polo in the building.
What up, though?
Hey.
What up, though?
Okay.
Time to cook it up.
Yeah, I'm ready already.
Unfortunately, my guest could not make it. The weather is pretty bad, so give a big shout out to Elena Watson. She was on her way. Give a big shout out to her. I'll bring her on another time. Yeah, but y'all be safe out there. You know, I don't know where you're watching from, but if this is your first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like and make sure you share with your family and friends. Tonight's show is the Battle of the Sexes. Dun, 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 dun.
Q about to hold it down for the ladies.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hold it down. Hopefully I get some ladies on here. And you guys call in. This is a live show. You can call in at 313-266-2811. That's 313-266-2811. Make sure your phone down. That phone. We always be doing that. Phones be up. That's okay. Don't judge me. So yeah, a battle is a fight or a struggle to achieve or resist something. In all honesty, my real question is, like, why are we truly battling? When you think about all the things that we go through over time, we have evolved. Different things have happened. We live in a different dispensation when it comes to men and women, different roles. And so again, okay, I got a woman in there. Thank you so much.
Oh, she chimed right in, huh? Chimed right in. Look at that, Chef.
Come on,
right
sis.
in.
I knew
Come
that was
on.
going to happen.
Right.
I need you.
Is that another one?
He said, hey, y'all. Listen, I need you on deck. But yeah, we are definitely in a different dispensation, and things are different. And it's kind of out of our control, so we have to kind of get out these different points of view when you coming from, you know, different years, different things you guys experience, me as a woman, you know, the women that's watching. We have to talk about this thing and then talk about how we can make it better. So you guys, you know, when you think about Battle of the Sexes, what come to your mind? You know, just Battle of the Sexes. When I put that out there, I know that's something that gets to people, right? Because everybody, when you think about battle, you think about, oh, what's about to happen? Me, you know, I'm thinking like, why are we battling?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, sir.
So the first thing that comes to my mind is, you know, a battle for position.
Okay.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Why? Because, you know, we said before, we're life certified. And I've been in a position like that and been with women that I literally, it was a battle for the position. And
That's
it's
a real
always
thing.
for head, not wanting the full responsibilities, but the part that they believe calls all the shots.
Wow.
Why you laugh, Lee?
Now, they would relinquish the financial part and just take on the shot calling. So I'm sorry now, just like that.
Wow. Okay.
What's funny about that is that the society has set us up to battle. You know, you very rarely hear anything in society telling you that you should do the same thing, meaning like be equally yoked. If you lead, I lead. If we do things together, it should be your turn, my turn.
Right.
It's always, as a man, I'm going to do this, and then now a woman steps in, like Chef said, and now she feel like she has to do the same thing because in her previous relationship or a previous lifestyle, you know, a husband or a family father, some brother or whatever, she was always the one that had to be the strong one.
Yeah.
And now you come in a household with a real man who say, I know how to lead too as well.
Yeah.
Now it's a battle when it should never be a battle because those are the conversations we need to have before we start, you know, really when we start dating.
Yeah.
And we don't have them. So now it becomes a battle in everything we do.
Wow.
Wow.
That's huge.
And I'm glad you said
You talking about you as men, and you saying just
As
a
men,
battle
but
with-
it's a men, but at the same time with the woman. You know, we live in a society where the woman is carrying a lot of the load.
Yeah.
Being single mothers, being the provider in the household now. More women have better jobs than men now. It's just turning that way. So when you look at it, especially in the black community, so when you look at it from those perspectives, you see a guy like Chef, a guy like me that come in the household and say, hey, I want to pull my weight. And the woman, she's bucking it because she's not used to that.
That's true. That's true.
So now we automatically set up to battle.
That's true.
And I wanted to stay there for a second because I had something I thought earlier, and I just want to communicate this to my ladies.
Oh, God.
So, ladies, learn to let go of the role that you may have been forced into when a man comes in your life and he's willing to walk into that role. You need me to repeat that?
Yeah, repeat that one more time.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So, ladies, learn how to let go of the role you may have been forced into when a man comes into your life and he's willing to walk into that role.
Wow.
That's powerful.
That's huge, sir.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Okay. You need to sit back, grab the cup. You feeling that one?
Yes. You know I love writing.
Okay, so I wanna ask you guys though, do you feel like the need is gone? The need for a woman? Because you gotta have that need as well. But a lot of women are feeling like it's just on that sex tip. Because a lot of conversation has been, look, what do I need a woman for? What is she bringing to the table? Or they asking questions like, yeah, what are you bringing to the table? And so now you automatically put a woman in a position where she feels like she gotta, put on for herself. Like, okay, well, I bring this to the table. I do this, I do that. But then you have men like yourself, men like you that be like, look, baby, I don't need you to do all of that. But this is the temperature now with men saying, hey, what are you bringing to the table? Or I don't need a woman to cook and to clean for me. I know how to cook and clean. Yep. So what's she gonna do? This is the temperature and the attitude that's coming toward women, or other women are hearing about it, so they're gearing up.
I agree with you 100%, Q, and from what you just said, and I've been in that position. So just to answer your question, what do we need you for? Let me see.
Yeah. Think about that. I see Shy, she said we don't have to lead if we have a leader.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. It's a lot, not all, but there's some women out there that will not let go of that role they may have been forced into. And what I mean by that is maybe start a family early, or may have been in a marriage that did not work out. So they kind of they were forced into that role as taking on head of the house, right? And that's what I mean by that. Just for our, what's her name again?
Which one? Shay?
Shay.
Uh-huh.
So how does that look? How does that look when a couple key words comes to my mind with women when they say I'm strong and independent, and they kind of pride themselves on having to accomplishments to put in a position where they had to run a household. Now, are you actually willing to let that go? If you feel like the man that's coming into your life, he's not going to do it exactly like you, right?
That's true.
True.
So that's what happens. And I guess we can talk about that a little bit. But I want to ask her, what does that look like?
Is the need gone? I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching. Make sure you guys share this with your family and friends. I see you guys there on YouTube.
Here's the thing, though. Like Chef just pointed out, people don't really have effective communication when they go into a relationship. If you go into a relationship holding your position and I hold my position, and we never talk about the position we're creating together, how can you relinquish your power? How can I relinquish my power? Or anything in the household? Because we always see when a person first meet, it's always physical.
Yeah.
Or you look good, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But before we actually go into the part of making love or whatever you want to call that, why are we not having these conversations that are crucial conversations to our relationship?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you do? What do I need to do? When I'm over here, do you need me to take out the garbage?
Yeah.
If I had a young lady say on Wednesdays the garbage needs to be taken out, I said, okay, so I try not to be over there on Wednesdays. No, I'm just playing.
You know what?
On Wednesdays when I was at her house, I know I had to take out the trash. Because that's what a man do. I ain't going to make you take out the trash. I'm over here. But she wasn't used to that because she's used to somebody else taking out the trash. So
that was some good foolishness. But I want to stick to what you asked me. Is the need still there? In previous relationships, I felt like it wasn't, because the person I was with came into the room with so much masculine energy, right? Didn't bring any feminine energy, right? That nurturing side.
Right.
So then I found myself, I had already knew how to cook, clean, organize. Then I said, well, dang, so now I got to kick in over here too on the nurturing side.
Right.
So after a while, when we get back out here, because I'm newly single as of last year.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that's what's up with the chest hair. I get it. I see why you showing the chest hair. I got it.
You see why the shirt
I
unbuttoned
just
a little
got
bit?
cut down the middle, no hair.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So I had to ask myself, right? And if you have conversation with some of these ladies, even a conversation is masculine. So
Yeah.
True.
after the end of the conversation, like you said, Q said, what do I need you for? Maybe
That's why
share
this is
some moments.
this is a real question
Yeah, maybe to share some moments.
to all the men.
Right.
Is the need gone?
The need isn't gone, not at all. But like Chef's saying, I think the dynamics have changed because the men that are doing the right thing and are definitely leaders in their household had to be more self-sufficient on doing a lot of things that they normally would give to a woman.
Okay.
And then
That's
it's
fair.
vice versa,
Yeah.
women coming in the household saying, okay, I know how to do all these
I
things.
tie my
Right.
change my tire and do
Right. So the need
fix
is
the
definitely
toilet.
there, but it's just the conversation we having now.
Okay.
It's a different world where I went out Sunday night, y'all, and it was so funny how I saw so many women who was popping their own bottles.
Aw,
And
Titi.
there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the world has changed so much now that a woman that has a couple dollars, like, I don't have to wait for him. And
Wow.
there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the dynamics have changed so much. And not to say that we always have to buy a drink, but when I see you over there already buying a $100 bottle, that's going to change how I approach you.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing. It's
That's
not a
real.
bad. It's
That's
just
real.
the dynamics of what we have now as a society, where a woman might not have done that right away. Now it's standard.
And
I got a few comments here. Ina say yes if the right man for the right reasons come along. Shay says a lot of men do not know how it looks. That's why it's a lack.
Wow.
Deandra Johnson says the man has to make make me feel secure so we can trust them to lead us. That is true, ma'am. I definitely got that in my notes.
That's deep. That's deep.
Trust is a big factor. Okay, so these are from the ladies. So fellas, I see one fella. Nope. Somebody said, hell yeah. Might be a little frustration. Okay.
But you know what? That's a good point too. It's very frustrating now in relationships because you do not know when you enter into the relationship what you're entering to no more. Are you carrying a bunch of baggage as a woman?
Yeah.
Because I need you, but you don't know how to allow that to happen.
That's true.
That transition.
That's vice versa too. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So I want to ask something
That's a real
to this. One of the someone who posted something and said
Yeah.
they don't know how it look. Do any of us know how it looks?
Ah.
Did you come from a household where
Yeah.
you knew what it looked like for the father to lead? Not that he had a bunch of money in a bank account, driving
Right. Oh, my God.
an expensive car.
Yeah.
So what does that look like for you? Now, do we always have to just come in with the full bag, and that makes you stay focused and want to follow?
Wow.
Or will you still follow and respect and follow when the bag is half full on its way to being full?
Okay. Come
No,
on
you
now,
see what I'm
Chef.
saying?
Oh, that's deep.
I felt that in my shana.
That's another whole element to it, and that's a good
Man.
point. It don't exist no more.
That bag is an act right. That'll make people say, "Oh, he's a good leader."
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That bag, yes, it will. Now, some people will just empty the bag out. They ain't following no way.
Exactly.
You know
Wow.
what I'm saying?
The brave effect, he said, we have given the roll up for so long that the roles in a lot of situations have been swapped out. Wow.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true too.
Who said that? I like that.
The brave effect. What's his name?
Chattanooga, Joseph.
Yeah, I remember.
From
You told me
Chattanooga.
so much about you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. That's real.
But and I come from a household, just to point in what Chef said, is that my father's a very domineering person who made all the money. My mother still works, but it's funny how because he still makes the most money, he feels like she should always, even though it sometimes is a jokey type way,
Yeah.
he still feels like she should listen to him more than he listen to her.
Well, if you guys know what's best for you, you would listen to the woman, and that ain't even no fun. I'm so serious, and I'm not saying that in a way like we're taking control. But listen, that is what we're here for.
But you have to have the right woman.
So you're coming
That's
from
what
the
we're here for.
perspective of communication, right? So
Right.
I'm going to just take for granted what you're saying is Q. Probably that one of the key opponents in communication is listening. Is that what you're saying? Or you should?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Because you said you should listen to her.
And I'm not saying the dynamic of the relationship, but that's what women are in your life for. So you guys look at it like it's nagging. Like if a woman is telling you something, because that's what you're saying. Your dad like, look, woman, one of them, you can't tell me nothing because he paying the bills and things like that. But women are here to be of assistance. So it makes things you can't see with your eye.
Well, I would agree with you since you further explain that.
I guess I had
but
to.
only if they can communicate with some feminine energy. Now, if you're going to communicate with masculine energy, I'm confused.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm way confused because you're not coming from a space of nourishing.
So Byron.
Right. No. I'm changing the channel.
None of that.
So, once again, I'm going to go back to: do we really know what it looks like?
Okay, that's real.
People are asking for something they never seen.
Because their own personal, and their reality show you the toxic form of reality. So,
or it may have come from a generation of single parenting. So it was a man there for the dating process, but once the family came,
it changed.
The man was no longer there. Right. So they just seen maybe somebody dating, baby being after it was conceived, and then the man, they never seen the role of the man in the home.
Right.
You know, so that's the difference. So I think we're asking for something that no one knows what it looks like. So, but I think one way to recognize it is effective communication, some respectful communication, and I think you're on your way then, right? And then understanding that men and women think differently, you're on your way, right? And then Polo said prior to just have a conversation of what we're doing here. This is a business, basically, right? I'm handling this, you take care of this. If this happens, I need you to come in and speak with the repairman because I don't want to talk with the repairman. And when it's time to get my brakes done, can you please take the car up there because I just always feel uncomfortable. I have a problem with that. Now, is it any way that this money that I bring in that you can go ahead and take care of these bills because you seem to be very good with that, plus you have a little bit more time on your hand? These are the conversations, right?
Those are definitely conversations. How do you want to live, pay bills, raise your kids? All these conversations are very important.
Absolutely. The one thing I'm going to add to that, because I love the recipe that Chef put down, is crucial conversations. And the crucial conversations what Chef was leading to. People don't understand, like, we are having conversations in these relationships, but we're not having the crucial conversation that can lead to the breakthroughs.
Definitely.
You know, I got to talk.
People are afraid of that.
Correct, because I'm afraid to touch those subjects that may be a little taboo, asking you about your personal bill as if I want to take them on. It's not that. I need to know. If I'm in your household, turn on your lights, I probably need to know what the light bill is eventually. Even if you can take care of it, just so we can have a respect level understanding what's to be taken care of. If maybe I can't get your brakes fixed because I don't know how to get them fixed, but don't be mad at me because that's what I do. We got a caller.
We got a caller.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, welcome to Creative Emotions. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's going on? This is Ruta Big Homie. I appreciate y'all. These are great topics.
Hey, thanks so much.
What up,
These are great topics. What up, Lee? Welcome home, Lee.
For sure.
Welcome to the show.
I mean, I'm gonna chime in a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with Chef. I also agree with Lee, but they on the same page with a lot of different things. So I'm gonna mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
You know, what I see is it is a lack of communication. But what's going on is a man's money has nothing to do with what it takes to be a man and his manhood. And also, women think their profession and how much money they make is all they need to bring to the table or talk about in terms of their relationships, when that's not what a man requires from a woman.
Absolutely.
You know? You know what I'm saying? So, and 90% of, black women make more money than the rest of their counterparts.
Yeah.
It'd be situations whereas a woman can make like 250,000, 300,000. Her man might only make 80, 90,000.
Right.
That's the real thing.
And she been being a boss lady all this time. And once he comes in the picture, she expect for her money to be her money and him to pay everything.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is that an issue? I feel like that's a conversation.
That's a major issue. And then it becomes an issue where the man is working so hard to please his woman, where he not there for her emotionally because he want to just make sure he can keep her as a kept woman.
Yeah,
And in my history with dealing with is no balance at all.
You need the balance.
Exactly.
Definitely.
All the way around, it needs to be a balance.
Let me ask you, do you feel like the need is gone for women when it comes to a man saying, hey, I could do all this myself. Like, I just want to be entertained every now and then? Because that's kind of the temperature right now. Not saying that men don't want serious relationships or want to still get married, but they're more prone to just having a lot of women. So is the need gone, in your opinion?
A man gonna always need a woman if he a man, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think the biggest argument is women feel like they don't need men for nothing because they are so dominant with their finances. They're taken care of. They could do it on their own. You know what I'm saying? And if things don't work, even though they made more money by the guy doing so much, they are not willing to put in that work to make these relationships work.
Yeah,
that
is true. This is the battle of the sexes, brother. So I'm gonna tell you to back up off of us. I asked about you.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's some real talk.
No, that's real good. That's real good.
That's an elephant in the room, right?
Just
there.
being able to humble down and say, hey, I'm gonna work this out. I think people are very dismissive now, and it's not just women; it's men as well. But women having what they feel is important that a man has, which is money and stability, a foundation of her own, women are more inclined to be like, hey, I ain't got to deal with this. So it may be a lot less things that we put up with as women. So I agree with that. Being patient, not being abused, because there is a real thin line with the mental capacity of how people feel like they're being abused. It's different, you know what I'm saying? It's different levels to it.
But here go the thing, also seeing the red flags in that conversation. Like what Ruth's saying, when I walk into the room and I see these red flags from the woman, it's up to me too to decide, okay, this may not be the woman for me because I don't make $200,000. I make $80,000. And she got to respect my 80. She got to respect.
How do y'all even know that off rip? Like, Expect Entertainment said, take your time and pay attention to her body language. It's more difficult to approach women nowadays, but we have to be more creative as well. So it's not just the same hookup. You ain't about to get that $40 and go smoke a blunt with everybody. And that's not saying that's just what you do, but like it's different ways to get different type of women. Just touch into. I think both of us, all of us have the same energy. We just have more of some and more of what we put into. So you guys have to tap into being creative as well with your feminine energy. Because you have it too.
May I?
Absolutely, sir.
May I? Okay. All right. Everything starts with a hello, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
These days, men feel like they can't even say hello without getting their head chopped off from the jump.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
So is that an intimidation? Are you intimidated?
That's not intimidating. That's not intimidated. What it is you're giving off negative energy when a guy is trying to come at you with a positive energy, whether you got a man or not. If you out and about, a guy might see a woman that he think is attractive. He might just want to simply get you a drink. He might have a woman at home. He just might want to conversate and see where his relationship is going with another woman to get a woman's point of view. But every woman thinks that every man immediately.
You feel like they're unapproachable.
I'm already married, so I'm talking on the behalf.
Saying, like what you're saying is women are unapproachable.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in order for us to grow, you have to be given a chance. Like when you start in a race, it's on your mark, you set, go. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
When a woman, when you say on your mark, she like, oh no, I'm not running this race.
Okay, I got you.
See where I'm going? You don't even know where it might blossom and evolve into, or what might happen behind it. You know, something women be in their own way these days, and that's a problem.
Okay.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Well, I thank you so much, Ruth, for your
Ruth.
contribution to the show, honey. That was real good. I
Okay.
thank you so much. Keep listening in, okay?
So, Q, I like to
All right, no problem. You
balance.
take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
bro.
for calling in. I like to balance this out. I'm going to read something. So most people dating over the age of 35 have already started a family or a home or household, believe that their standards for a home or relationship is the best. So that's when the so-called battle or position starts. So at that point, no one's willing to compromise because they think that this is the best way to go. So usually what happens when it starts with the relationship, things get a little rocky, right?
Okay.
So what I mean by get a little rocky and stuff, they're still going to coexist together, right? But that's when the battle starts. That's when I think the level of disrespect starts at that point when it gets rocky.
Okay.
Some women will say, because you just said that, if possibly the relationship doesn't work out or get rocky, they'll just simply say, well, he was intimidated because I was a strong, independent woman.
Okay.
So exiting out the relationship, now the man's get labeled as being controlling because he had standards and a vision for the relationship or the home.
Okay.
So this type of energy, I believe people take into the next relationship, which could possibly lead to them being single for some years.
And so
Okay.
if I can add to that, I feel like we go into it all wrong. We are literally saying, I want you to straighten your chair up, sit up, and turn this way, and that'll make me happy. Why is what you're doing in your chair my concern? And this is what we're doing in dating, in relationships. We're saying, hey, if you do X, Y, and Z, that makes me happy. Why is marriages and relationships over? You not making me happy no more because you're not doing what I want you to do to make me happy.
There you go.
That's insane.
That is.
I don't know where this approach has come from, but people are not even allowing people to be themselves so that you can get to know them. People come in with these representatives.
Well, that's society. Society has taught us to come to be a representative, to say, hey, I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm not giving you all the bad baggage, the stuff like Chef's saying from the other relationships that may cause a problem. Because, you got to understand, how many people walk into a relationship and say, you know what, I have temper issues, I have spending habits, I have vices. People don't come saying that. Nobody comes telling those things. We come in saying, yeah, I got a car, I got a house, I pay my bills, I go out every now and then. We talk about all the good things we want to do in a relationship, but none of the bad things that's going to cause the problem for you not to like me later on.
There you go.
That's real
All
good.
right, Polo.
Definitely need to take note of that.
So basically, we just need you to dummy down that resume.
Not control, but couture. Begin with the friendship and get to know the woman or man as a human. After getting to know each other, a friendship might be the best option. Yes, we were just talking about that before we got online. I think you was talking about.
Yes, because so many times I look at, I was telling somebody when me and Q was talking earlier, Chef, and I said to Q, I had a situation where a young lady that I wanted to date, and I didn't date her because I dated one of her family members. And because of that automatically put us in the friend zone.
Yeah.
Well, the friend zone wasn't a bad place to be because if I wasn't having effective communication and being truthful about what had happened prior to just saying hello to her, then we couldn't go to the point where now we can be strictly platonic friends.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the problem.
Because it would have ended bad.
Right, because a lot of people put a lot of energy into stuff and say, she fine, she this, she that, and I need to. But that's the problem. I'm chasing something that's already I done had. Not maybe her, but I've had meaningless relationship after meaningful relationship after meaningless relationship. How many meaningful relationships would you like to have, society, before you think you found the right one? Because that's basically what we having as men and women.
Yeah.
A bunch of meaningless relationship that has no substance. We're not even trying to come in there and tell the truth. Yep. I'm an advocate for the truth.
I'm an advocate for the truth, honey.
I
Tell
am
me
too.
what's going on, because I'm gonna let you know. You know, and it's a couple things that I've.
Oh, we got another call.
It's hot. It's hot today.
Phone blowing up.
Hi, welcome to Creative Emotions. Who am I speaking with?
This is Ina.
Hi.
What's up, AJ?
How you
Hey,
doing?
y'all. good.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Of course.
What you got to say?
Uh-oh, y'all
Oh,
know
my God.
now.
Can I talk to Q, please? Can I talk to Q?
I'm right
Mr.
here.
Polo, Mr. Johnson, we are not talking to you right now.
Hey, all right.
He came in ready too, honey. Okay.
Right.
Now I'm
He
about to play with
ready
him.
fall on my neck. No. I had made a statement on there where I saw that, I believe that some men, I'm not going to say most men, but some men don't know how to give love because they've never received it growing up. They didn't see that. Like Chef said, in the household, did you come from that type of loving household?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because my grandparents were together for 50 years. They died away from each other. So I saw that. That's what I was raised in because they raised me. So, I know the man is supposed to lead and be the head of the household and take care of things. He allowed my grandmother, I ain't going to say allowed, but kind of,
Allowed.
she
It's
could
okay.
stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have stayed home, but he allowed her to go get her a little job for her own little pocket money, so she could do what she wanted to do when she wanted to. So, I mean, if
agree.
the right man comes along, yes, a woman can be submissive.
And you want to know what's his? I feel like there is no right man.
I was about to ask, what is the right man?
Thank you, Chef.
No, hold on.
Okay.
Let's back up on
My-
my because
Chef.
first
Because
of
I feel
all,
like
Yes,
no.
right
let
man,
me
so
give
what's
my
the right man?
opinion.
Wait a minute.
I can't.
I asked her, just like I shut women down when I ask men something, so y'all need to simmer. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put a lid on it.
Okay, my opinion, because of the fact I'm an individual, so I can't speak for all women.
Yeah.
I can only, people. I can only speak for myself. I know when something's right for me because of my vibe, my energy with that person.
Okay.
Now, I do know how to stand back and allow that person to evolve into whatever it's going to be. I'm not the one that's going to push.
Okay.
Because I believe if a man wants you, he's going to pursue you. He's going to let that be known.
Definitely
You
believe
don't
that.
have to do things to get to be noticed or to get him to like you or to woo him in or whatever. Because if he like you, he like you. And me feeling that energy, I'm going to reciprocate and I'm going to do the soft feminine things that I believe he would like, or that
Okay.
whatever, that stuff that most women like. Chef they come with all this masculine energy. No,
And I like
know
what you
how
just
to leave
said.
that alone.
I had to chime in on something because you said pursue, right? And then you said you're going to do the feminine things, right? So what happens when the feminine energy is not there? I'm not pursuing masculine energy. Now, if
that's not for you,
that's not for me, right? So women have to go back, just like men, and see what true feminine energy is. It's not what you wear. It's not the operations. It's not the eyelashes. It's not the hair.
Right. Okay, Chef.
You get what I'm
So
saying?
preach, brother, preach.
And if I hear one woman tell me her credit score, I'm going to scream.
Oh, my God.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So can I say this in regards to that, Chef? Because of the fact that some men have not experienced love or know how to give love, you have women out here that don't know how to be feminine because they've been forced to be masculine.
That's true.
And I got something.
That's true.
Now, I have something for you because when you said that the first time, I just thought, we're going to give you some because that was good, sis. So you may have come from a place in a home where you seen love, right?
Yes.
Right.
Now, once you became an adult and you started, I'm just speaking for the men, and you started dealing with these women, that from what you've seen in your home is diminished because they never knew how to love. So then what happens when men, because of the way we built, sure, we're not loving in a relationship, we just trying to survive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So everybody
we trying
got
to
that
hold on.
excuse.
Yeah, so that's why most men go into survival mode, and they say, you know what? For the lack of wanting to be embarrassed, I'm going to have to put these feelings on the shelf because I'm just trying to survive in this thing.
Wow.
And they're not really thinking about love at this point.
Wow.
Like,
Okay?
That's true.
So that's what happens. So
All right,
I
sis,
get it.
We're going to give him an opportunity to kick it on this. So I thank you so much for calling.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
You did good.
All right, y'all.
You did
Bye.
good.
Shut your
thank you
face.
for your input.
Wow.
So I would
So
like
y'all in survival mode, we in survival mode, everybody's just out here trying to get it.
No,
So-
but Chef mentioned something. We can't just run over that. Chef said survival mode because how many men, if we want to be honest about it, wants to be actually emotional, wants to actually share feelings. You know, we say, yeah, I love you, I embrace you in those moments, but to really be transparent, to really open up to the point where you can feel my energy like that, I got to let go of a lot of stuff in order to do that, and that hurts when it's not reciprocated. That feels terrible when I done told you I love you, I'm coming home on time, I'm not doing none of the things I was used to do, and then here you go, it don't mean anything.
Absolutely.
And it's hard, and that's something that's hard for you to do, stepping out of your comfort zone. So, TA Transition said, I believe an individual who has a desire to be in a romantic partnership must first become the partner they want. Meaning, do you love and enjoy being with you? Are you open with yourself? This person also said, I have met several women whose ideal of a man in a relationship is based on what other women say.
Wow.
Yes.
That's deep.
Yes.
Okay, TA.
So I need them to elaborate on that. When you say what other women say, what are we talking about there? Because that's pretty interesting. But
I have met several women whose ideal of a man in a relationship is based on what other women say. So
That's
if a
true.
woman is talking about, oh yeah, I got this man, he did this and that and this, and she's all wooed by it, this woman may not be like that. She may be looking for those emotional attachments, those different things, but now she's looking like, oh, was she happy? Her sense of happiness. Now she's looking and judging people based off what this woman said.
What we call them standards. They ain't real standards.
Nah, not at all.
Because what makes you happy and float your boat may not float the next woman boat.
Can we get into some of these questions you asked me about?
Sure.
So I had two things one thing I want to say, and then I want to get into these questions. I talked with some men today, and so I just put something down based on what they were telling me, and something I felt, and said it seems like some women, not all, are holding on to a struggle and an experience they never experienced in their life unless they were born before 1955.
What?
Wow.
I'm going to say this again. Some women are holding on to a struggle they never experienced unless they were born before 1950. I need you to think about that. Maybe when women did not have a right to vote, they were stay-at-home moms, right? So they heard about this, and it seems like they're holding on to a struggle they never experienced. And I think when this battle comes up against men, and I can do what men do, or I'm making this money, and they're just out here in a survival mode when they surviving real good. You're no longer struggling. You're not surviving anymore, ladies. You guys are, I had to give it off to you doing your thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Shout out to the women.
Shout out to the women.
Doing their thing.
Yeah, you're doing your thing here. So I need some of the ladies to let go of their experience. You never experienced that.
So you saying basically history. Basically you saying being black and don't keep talking about slavery because it's over and you'll be free.
Yes, stop that. Stop that.
Don't laugh at me because
You never had a shackle on your ankle. Let's stop it.
So he really serious about this.
I'm serious.
It's Black History Month.
It's black. Well, I'm just saying, hey. And that's part of our history.
So so that's what you said.
So-
You're telling women, listen, you guys right now are not oppressed because it's
you're
still
not.
women going through this type of stuff.
Right.
You saying you was not on the picket lines or doing the sit down strikes and all that. Now you can work.
Yeah, because you benefited from it, so just run with the benefit. So
Okay. Okay.
let's go to these questions if you wouldn't mind, because I see that.
Oh, I ain't touching that, Chef. You got that one.
So I kind of touched. Now I had a question for Q because she's representing the ladies and the rest of the ladies. You can chime in, please answer.
Please,
this.
ladies, chime in. I ain't never scared though. Let me tell you. Okay. Let me say it real soft. I ain't never scared.
Okay, so
Was that
I'm
better?
gonna run this through and you can answer it. You can back me up if you need to. So my question was.
Is your phone up?
No, it isn't.
Mine not up. Oh, that's him in there talking. Go ahead.
I said, why do women feel like it's so necessary to communicate to a man, usually in the beginning of any type of relationship, that they're independent? They use the term strong, educated.
Okay.
Okay, so my question, I'm going to stop there.
And I used to say alpha.
What?
I used to say.
Yeah.
You see how he just
She's
looked?
starting stuff.
What did I
Yeah.
say though? What did I what did I just say?
Okay,
Because you
so-
only heard what you wanted to hear.
No, I didn't say what. So that was a question. So what do you mean about you alpha? What's that? Alpha over what?
Did you hear what I said?
I heard what you said, so I
I
need you
said
to
what?
expound.
I
Usually say you're alpha.
I did not.
What'd you say?
I said I used to say.
Oh, you used to.
Yeah.
So what
Let me-
response did you get back then? What
me
I
call you
just
back.
gave you? And that call never happened because I will do that, boy. So
No, so again, that's the representation.
So I-
because you've done so much to get yourself to a place. It has nothing to do with the next person. It has everything to do with the woman. And so her accomplishments is everything for her and to her because it's a part of who she is until it doesn't have to be.
okay, so why is that so necessary to communicate that to a man that you're hoping that will provide for you? Right?
Again, it's something that
Why-
we have to unlearn.
Okay, but here's
thank
the
you.
thing.
That's your answer.
Okay, but I'm gonna chime in on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm.
I need that, Chef. I need to know that you're an alpha female because now I understand your history. See, history is important. We forget about the past actually brings about the future,
Mm-hmm.
and people hold on to stuff. So if she tells me she's an alpha female, now I know. Okay, if I want to go down this road, I got to deprogram a lot of stuff and hope that she allow me to deprogram it because we gonna lead together, and that's hard. So I got to make that decision.
That's a task for you
Right,
to
I gotta
even
make that
take
decision.
on.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
everybody
have-
looking at each other like tasks. Like, let people do their thing on their journey. If you can add to it, you can add to it.
No. Yes, you can go and find somebody on their journey, but you cannot say your past can't be rewritten for your future. Meaning that if you was an alpha female in your past and you meet an alpha male now and you love him and like him and want to be with him, you can't let go of some of that alpha ways because you don't have to be an alpha no more. You don't
That's
have to be
true.
no more. You can actually say, you know what? Thanks. You
And
can
that's
take-
what women saying
take a-
now.
No,
a lot of women are.
True.
Wait a minute.
You're
a
not-
lot of
you're-
women are tired. Okay.
No, ma'am, you are not dating women.
Yeah, you know.
So thank you. You cannot answer that one. I had to give you that.
I'm going off of what they tell me.
No, we
Women
can't go. We
tired.
can't go to with your 1%.
Oh.
Unicorn. No. Remember, Chef?
Yes. Now you speaking for the 1%.
Yeah.
And we dealing with the 99%.
That's cool. It's cool.
okay.
Can
Good
we-
looking, Chef. Good
can we
looking.
Copy maybe like 50 million of you, ma'am.
Then,
I've
right,
been on my
then we got
journey.
something.
I've
We
been
got
on my
something
journey.
then.
Then we got something.
We got
That's
something.
the reason why I used the term. Why I had to chime in with Chef and say about the alpha female because I know a couple alpha females that know how to relinquish their power
break
and
it down.
allow a man to come in and say, okay, you know what? What you say you can do? Boom, boom, boom. Take care of that. I got you. And I appreciate that
Okay.
because
Nice.
now I can be me instead of going household and she take care of everything. And I'm like, well, I could have took your car to the car wash. It ain't no problem. I can do that shit. God damn. I might not can't pay the note, but I can take you to the car wash.
I got a woman, Erica. She say a lot of people are dealing with relationship PTSD. No relationship
Wow.
is in vain. It either teaches you what you want or what you don't want.
Absolutely.
Come on, Erica.
Okay.
Come on through here, ma'am.
I hear you, Eric.
I like that,
hear you.
Erica.
That's definitely real talk.
Hey, I guess we got a caller.
Nope.
Okay, so we're talking about these things, and it's great, right? So within this show, if anyone can call in and type in maybe some solutions where we can diminish this battleground.
Type it in because we got 10 minutes.
Type it in, right? Because some people ain't getting back off the ground. They've just been slayed, right?
As far as relationship trauma,
Relationship battles, trauma, you can call it what you want to call it.
It's
and
trauma.
They detach themselves from the very thing that maybe that 1% nice woman is looking for from a man. You know, if you've been in a very bad battle, you're going to detach maybe for a while, some people longer than others. Right? So we're talking about this thing, and no one really wants to talk about the elephant in the room, but it's there. It's there, you guys. Come
what
on.
elephant?
Yep.
The battle, man.
The elephant. Wait.
I'm like, what
I had,
elephant?
It's an
one of my
elephant.
Facebook friends posted something, and she'll probably know. And since I'm about to call it out, and this post didn't get any comments, and it was a picture of an African American woman saying that they're leading in home purchases over men. And it was like this competition thing, right?
Yeah, we definitely.
And I'm like,
need to get
really?
up
Is
out
that
of
what we doing? So, well, maybe the women are, and I read it, I said, well, maybe the women are just financing homes and guys are paying cash, but why do we have to post something like that? And that's that battle right there.
It is.
And I was done. I read this and I'm like, really? Now, am I overthinking this thing? No, it is what it is. So we got to stop this.
But Chef, it goes back to what we said about society.
Yeah.
How society is looking at things versus how we want to look at them. We have to be more vocal. These conversations right here we're having today have to be had on social media.
More often than not.
Right, have to be had on different platforms. People saying, you know what? Let's check that narrative because that's not the narrative that leads to an effective or a healthy relationship.
Right.
Absolutely. Now, Q, can we have a part 2 when we have our other
We definitely gonna have to have a part 2 because I got a lot of stuff to
I got
say.
a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah, I got a lot of
also.
stuff to say too.
And we might have to come back and do a part 2 and get a couple more people.
And I'm going to say this because I think I said this on a previous show. Ladies, I need you. That feminine energy is intoxicating. I love it. It's a rarity. It is. It's a rarity. And can y'all bring it back a little bit? I mean, that's a show I would watch again. That's
the ladies used to have a whole little like body language and everything they do was like real soft and pretty and make y'all want to look over. Yeah. This man told me the way you look and act, you make a man want to do something for you. Whether that was pick up my bags or my water, my gas. Things like that. Like somebody was saying, like everybody is not warranted that, which is kind of messed up. But as far as women,
and that's that
men doing that for women,
right?
That's that attractiveness, and I think you touched on. I'm sorry, Q.
No, you're good.
Polo, you touched on that earlier.
Right.
You said you're at the bar and she's already popping $100 bottle.
Correct.
Right. So in your mind, it's like, man, I can't. She got it handled, kind of operating in masculine energy. I haven't even seen them walk around with the whole bottle in their hand and no glass. And so
they walk around with the bottle like this?
They walk around with the bottle. So my thing is, you just said, Q, the way that you move, it makes a man want to do something for you. That feminine energy, you'd be like, man, maybe she possibly needs my services in some way. But some of these look like they don't need help with nothing.
That's messed up. So we have somebody who said she's on to something talking about sis that was on.
Okay.
For years, I was addicted to providing because I grew up in a household where it equaled love.
Wow.
So for years, I only sought women who needed me to provide, which left me limited.
That's true.
Me.
That's you. So
That's
now
me.
you want a woman to look like she needs you.
What? No,
that's not what we said.
Not look like.
No
when
That's a
and
feminine
when
energy.
not. Right. When, like how you said earlier, that's the problem. When and when not. If it's something that I can do for you, allow me to do it. Don't jump at being, because you can do it.
Oh, like I got it. Oh, yeah, I used to be like that too.
Because a lot of people that can do things don't allow people to do things.
Yeah.
And
That's real.
that's the issue.
That part right there. So what happens when no one's looking for the knight on the shining armor anymore, to come in on a white horse? They're not looking for that anymore.
No fairy tales?
No fairy tales. So what happens
want a
to the
fairy
person who grew up in that, and it's not a bad mindset, because I'll be very transparent. I used to meet people and do way too much in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's because, well, you know how I am, Q. You call me, I got you, right? Now, instead of saying, man, that was nice, some of them was just like, I'm about to max this card out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just looking at a gentleman being in a place that he should be. But then they'll max the card out, I'm just using it.
Yeah.
And then they go and have a conversation with their girlfriend and say, man, I wish I could meet a nice guy who would just, come in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, really? Is that what we doing, ma'am? Mm-hmm. So we have to really look at this thing again and check out a social media.
Yeah. Stop comparing your life, your friends, your auntie relationship, back in the day, grandma relationship.
Basketball wives, all of that. Check out of that is unrealistic. That's not what's happening, right? Yep. It's not, or you're just heading for a life of singleness, because that's a delusional mindset. Now, you will have men, you will have good women that come in your life, right? And you'll handle them the same. Women, you will have good men that come in your life, and you will handle them the same. And what's that story? I don't know. It's a meme in the Bible about when they was asking for help, and they made a little joke about it and said, I sent you this person.
Oh, right. Yeah, the boat.
Ladies, and I'm just saying this, your husband was probably about 4 situations ago.
You know what? Your husband's still out there, sis.
No, he's still out
Do
there.
you?
But it was like, it was
Don't do that.
And guys, I'm not saying.
I know what you're saying.
Same thing, right? So we have to go back on this next show, and we're going to talk about how to recognize this thing.
We're definitely going to have to
Definitely.
come back.
Let's talk about how to recognize this thing so you don't miss your bus.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, we have to have effective communication and talk about crucial conversations.
That is.
I like that.
Go ahead, Q.
No, TA Transition said there is no battle. The idea of God in ancient Egypt was the family. Both women and men were rulers in and of themselves.
That's true.
And I totally agree with that. And that's where I am. Just allowing people to be who they are. This is a question that people have to ask themselves. Do you even want a partner?
Absolutely.
These are questions
That's true.
to ask. What do you think about the opposite sex? What are you saying about your future partner? What are you saying about your current partner? You know, because those words have power. I don't know if you knew or not, but your words are very powerful. Your words shape your reality.
Absolutely.
If you notice, you complain about different things that's going on in your life, and it happens. You immediately like, oh, I
Right.
better not go home, and she ain't cook no food, and you go home and she ain't cook no food.
No food.
I know he ain't take this trash out already, and you go and the trash ain't taken out. Whatever it is, we look at this stuff like it's minute. Your words have power. Like he's saying, we are gods in the earth. God made us in this image, all of us. We have power, we have dominion. We have to take that dominion. We need to stop using and abusing people, trying to control and mold people, and just allow people to be. Allow yourself to be enough that you pour off on whoever it is that's standing next to you. Because anytime there is a leader in the room, people will follow. So let's not get that twisted. Let's not get it twisted for real.
And I like to say one thing, Q. I like what you just said. So everybody has amazing talents and gifts when they come into a relationship. So let's just come together for a mutual goal. I'm not asking anybody to diminish their goals and accomplishments in life. Let's just work together, use those gifts, those accomplishments, if you want to be in a productive relationship or marriage, and use it for a common goal. And you have to talk about what that is.
Right.
Yep.
So I agree with you, and that's fine. I have a problem with that, as long as we're heading in the same direction. We may not get there at the same time, but we're still heading in the same direction. I like that part.
That's
That is
true.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's true.
You have something you want to leave with the people real quick?
Yep. Like everyone has said tonight, and I agree with everything, the comments, I wanted to say, battle of the sexes is not really battle of the sexes, it's battle of the characters.
Yeah.
Don't allow the person's character to define who they are.
Yeah.
Look at it, evaluate it, and see if it works for you.
That's
Yes,
true.
I like that.
That's
All
real
right.
good. See if it works for you.
Absolutely.
Because not everything working. That's okay.
No.
So what I want to leave you guys with is let's stop giving over to fear by speaking words that we feel like is safe. A lot of us are living in these spaces that is you don't even want to see a glimpse of being vulnerable. Because it hurts, because it's the unknown, because you are so used to a certain thing. Toxic love. It can be love, but that's not the type of love that you need or want. So don't give that toxic love. Don't be that toxic love. Respect each other. We talked about battle of the sexes tonight. We're talking about our different perspective, how we look at things, and how all of these things come together. Everybody come from different backgrounds. They got different things going on. They got a different mind frame, different mindsets. We're on different parts on our journey. You may be at a healed part where the next person has not yet. That doesn't mean you have to go and fix everybody around you. Allow people their time to grow. The issue is we're trying to automatically change them so that we can be happy with what they're doing. That's not how this works. You have to allow people to be who they are. The subconscious mind is the most powerful thing. So whatever you think can sometimes, and most of the time, create your reality as well. So I want to leave you with Philippians 4:8. This is the NIV version. It says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report,